Hey, what's up? Hello, I'm Jemira Payne, tarot reader and human design nerd at the Velvet Sun Tarot. Today, we are doing a self reflection get together, a self reflection sit down about how to believe in yourself, how to believe in your inner strategy and authority if you are into the human design system, as well as how to really step into your personal power and what you really want. So, for this self reflection session, you will need a piece of paper and a pen or your computer or notes app, whatever you want to take notes in, as well as just your openness. That's really it. So I will draw a card, ask a question, and let you soak in the card and interpret it in whatever way is true for you. And then I will add my own interpretations to the cards. And yeah, we'll go from there. So the first card is how to let go of your conditioning or your self-limiting beliefs. How you can let go of your conditioning and your self-limiting beliefs. And so many cards keep coming out. I only want one card. So one, there we go. Interesting. I think I say interesting before every single card, so they're all interesting. So, how can you let go of your conditioning and self limiting beliefs? We have the 10 of Wands. And like I said, I will let you soak in the card. So, there are a bundle of wands, 10 of them. They are long sticks with some of them have little branches coming off of them with leaves, and they are all standing up, kind of interwoven together. There's grass in the background, a little village, a tiny mountain. And of course, this is the 10 card, 10 of wands. So I'll let you jot down any first impressions you get from these cards. So, how to let go of your conditioning and self limiting beliefs. The first word that comes to my mind when I see this card is rest. So, the 10 of Wands generally is traditionally depicted as a person walking, carrying all 10 wands on their back. They're hunched over. They have this like burden on their back. They're carrying maybe too many ideas, too many passions, too much work. It's just hard work. And so when I see of how to let go of your self-limiting beliefs or how to let go of some of the conditioning is rest, not to work as hard as you believe you need to in order to let go. Or even rest is a radical act, especially in a western capitalistic society that really prizes working, hustle culture is a big thing in capitalistic society, especially if you're a business owner. Like, oh, I need to be doing A through Z and I need to be doing it every day, all day. It takes up your whole life. Rest is immediately taking a few minutes and sitting and just closing your eyes, meditating, maybe taking a 15-minute nap in a corner in an office, which is what I've done in the past. How can those radical moments of rest be that time for you to let go of a self-limiting behavior, especially if you think I need to hustle all the time? The antithesis to hustling is resting. So how can you do that? And also, how can you maybe let go of some of the ideas that contribute to, let's say, hustle culture? Like, what beliefs do you have about um how hard you need to work? For instance, since this is the 10 of wands, like how hard you need to work, like what are some of your beliefs around that? And maybe listing them out, because you see all 10 wands and we have all these beliefs in our head, but they're not all the time on, they're rarely on a piece of paper. So how can you get those ideas on a piece of paper and then one by one let them go, one by one drop them as you continue on your journey? Because I mean, it would be nice to just drop them all at once, but that's usually not how it happens. We have a lot of attachment to these ideas, might have a lot of attachment to these wands. So how can you let go is resting and reflecting and looking at all of your beliefs on a piece of paper and just one by one deciding, is this one I want to carry? Is this not one I want to carry? If I don't want to carry it, what are some steps I can take to actually let it go? So rest is what I really see with this. And also 10 from 10 in the tarot is the end of the journey. You really are like at the finish line. You might be at your wit's end. You might be in burnout. You might be, tired of doing things a certain way. That is a marker of, okay, now it's time to take that 15 minutes, rest, write out your beliefs, go through that process. So maybe even if you don't feel like, oh, I need to rest, I need to slow down, there will be a time when those wands get too heavy and you'll feel it. And when you feel it, that is your marker to sit down and rest and, be that little rebellious person for 15 minutes against hustle culture, against productivity culture, and look at your self-limiting beliefs in a pile and start picking up those sticks. So for the second card, why do you need to trust your personal power? Why is it important to trust your personal power? So we have the Queen of Cups. I really tried hard not to say interesting. So why I need to trust my personal power, we have the Queen of Cups. And in the Queen of Cups, you will see the Queen of Cups sitting on a rock, surrounded by water. She has a seashell in one hand and a chalice in the other. She is partially exposed in this card, maybe bringing up kind of a sense of vulnerability. And she's kind of looking down. You can't tell what she's looking at. She has her eyes closed. She might be looking at the shell. She might be looking at the water. She might be looking at the cup. Whatever feels alive for you when you look at this card. But when I think of the Queen of Cups, I always, always, always think of self-compassion. And you can even look at her face and ask yourself, like, if I was sitting next to the Queen of Cups, what would she tell me? Would it be something compassionate? Would it be something else? Tarot, or water and cups in the tarot, represent emotions. They represent, the ebbs and flows of emotion and how they flow through you and around you and how they really nourish everything we do. We as humans tend to be emotional. We do have an analytical mind that really does help make us help make decisions for us, but a lot of the times we have this emotional kind of reactive lizard brain that drives a lot of our decisions as well. So why do you need to trust your personal power? When I see this card, I for one see, because it'll bring more self-compassion, more understanding, more trust, more kindness into your life for yourself that you can spread to others. But also by honing your personal power, it helps you take stock of what you have. Like, for instance, she has a shell or an egg. To me, it looks like a shell. It could be an egg. It could be a rock, whatever you want it to be, in one hand, and she has her chalice in the other. It's like these are her, I want to say, I don't know why the word womb is coming to my head, but these are like parts of her. She's really taking stock of, is my cup empty? Is my cup full? When you feel empowered to do that for yourself, you can look at your cup and you can decide, okay, I need to take a dip in the river and fill it up more, or oh no, it's full enough. And this, let's say, egg that's in her hand, the seashell, whatever, when I think of it, I always think of ideas and like, I don't know, I hear passion projects, personal projects whenever I think of it, but it helps you take stock, like, okay, I have the power to grow this egg or collect more seashells, or whatever interests you have with whatever thing you have in her hand. When you have that personal power, you can grow it into whatever you want to grow it into. So why do you need to trust it? So you can be vulnerable. Again, her top half is showing a sense of vulnerability, as well as take stock as to what you have in your life and grow it into what you actually want to grow it into. So trusting your personal power will help you grow, be more self-compassionate, add kindness to your life. So for the third card, which it already popped out, we'll see if any other card pops out with it. Okay, I had 3, but I'm only taking 1. Okay, so this last card that came out very quickly, so it was very instant message, is Why are you worthy of stepping into this personal power? Why are you worthy of trusting the power, of letting go of your conditioning? So now, why are you worthy of stepping into this? And we have another queen. We have Queen of Swords. So in the Queen of Swords, she's sitting on a throne amongst the clouds. She has a little monarch butterfly down by her. I think she actually has two butterflies, one by her hand. It looks like she either let it go or maybe it's flying by and she's kind of welcoming it with an open hand. And she also has a sword that is standing straight up. And on these cards, she has a headdress that personally reminds me of a lion. So if you were standing by the Queen of Swords, like what would she say to you? Why is she holding up the sword? What do the butterflies around her mean? Really ask yourself any of these questions. Let whatever answers come to you, come to you. Why are you worthy? What would the Queen of Swords tell you about being worthy? Well, the first thing I hear is inherent, the word inherent. Um, we all have an inherent worth, whether or not we are aware of it or know how to tap into it. And it's kind of okay. I have like two things going on in my brain. The first is with her sword facing up, she's much like the justice card. Like she's using it to me in a way of like being a torch, being the single truth. Swords in the tarot represent they can represent thoughts, they can represent the way we communicate, their air energy. And it's to me, it's like you're worthy of stepping into this power because you are designed to live your authentic one truth. You're worthy of this power because it's what you're here for. It's why you've reincarnated onto this earth to live your authentic truth and to change the world, whether that be your world or the world, globally bigger picture. Like you are here to change it with your own authentic truth. And so you're inherently worthy. I mean, it's just a part of who you are. In a way, it's kind of like the sword is like reminding me of like knighthood. She's like waiting. She's like it's just your job, it's your duty, it's I want to say the prophecy only because I'm thinking of like King Arthur's court or whatever. But it's you're worthy of it because it's inherently yours. It's what you're designed and incarnated to do, is to live that one soul truth. I also her hair and her headdress remind me of the strength card, and you're worthy of stepping into that power because it's like you like okay, what's my brain trying to tell me? I'm like I like see the I when I see the strength card, I see her prying the in the traditional Rider Waite, she's like looking into the mouth of the lion. And in a way, it's like reminding me like you're worthy of stepping into this power because you have been looking into the mouth of the lion. Like you have been maybe stepping up to some of your fears, especially with this 10 of if we think of this whole thing as a journey, with the 10 of wands, you're really looking at those conditionings, those self-limiting beliefs, and deciding what wands do I want to carry with me. You're trusting yourself so you can build compassion, so you can be vulnerable, include kindness, grow whatever seed or egg you want to grow, fill up your cup as much as you want to fill up. And all that whole journey is very brave. It takes a lot of strength. There is fear that comes with that because we are conditioned to live a certain way. So when you start living opposite from it, it can be kind of scary. So you're worthy of stepping into that power because you've been facing your fears. You've been doing the tough work, the hard things. And so it's the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Swords to me is telling me like, you know, come my child, it's your truth. I'm waiting to knight you. It's who you are. Um those are some of the things that are popping into my head with the Queen of Swords. But I would love to know your interpretation of the cards. Feel free to leave a comment, email me, whatever however you want to do to get a hold of me. Those I would love to know your thoughts and your interpretation of the cards. As always, like the video if you like the video, subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm know that people are actually interested in these types of videos and helps serve them up to more people who are potentially interested. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.